guys, welcome back to my channel. So one of my bedtime routines I have with my 5-year-old is we always read a book together in the night. In my video today, I've chosen 5 of his current favorite books. My name is Divya Sahadevan and this video is part of the parenting segment of my channel. I put out a video every Thursday 8 a.m. IST, so make sure you hit that bell icon so that you don't miss out on any new videos. Reading, as we all know, helps children develop a lot of skills like it helps improve their concentration, their imagination, their creative thinking, role playing. So for that reason, I generally prefer to buy books which are out of the regular academic curriculum. Like I don't generally buy books on numbers or alphabets. So I try to pick things which are kind of more open-ended, things which you can have, talk about, which we want to discuss together. So those are the kind of things which I look for when I pick out a book for my son. It's very important that reading as an activity should be a fun activity, and they really enjoy this time with the book rather than making it into a learning opportunity. And that's the only way in which you can actually get them to look forward to this time with the book. So of all the books that I picked out for my son, these 5 have been the biggest hits in my house. So without further delay, let's check them out. So the first book that I have is Ruby's Worry by Tom Percival. I'm not sure if I'm getting that right, but this book is about a little girl called Ruby and how this girl has a worry, and how she actually navigates through her worry, how her worry keeps growing throughout the story of this book, and how she finally overcomes her worry and is able to break out of it and get rid of her worry. It's a really simple book. Like, who doesn't have a worry, right? And of course children have worries, and they're really tiny worries, and it may seem insignificant to us, but in their small world it may be a big worry. So this is a great book where you can speak to them about opening up and about talking about their worries. And this is a great book for preschoolers, where they may be going through a lot of changes, especially now we're navigating through COVID times. It's great that, we help them to kind of process their worry and speak to us about it. So I just love this book. And another thing which I liked about this book is the character Ruby. So generally in storybooks, especially children's books, we see a regular, white child, and I think this is great. Like, it also in a very subtle way embraces inclusiveness, so that's really great too. And the next book that I have is What Makes a Baby by Cory Silverberg, and this book I've briefly spoken about it in my video on sex positive parenting. And this is a great book to have that first talk, or when your child comes up to you and talks to you and asks you, Amma, where am I coming from? And this is the first book that you can use to really explain it to your child. So it's got the factual information on conception, but on a kid's level. So it's explained really beautifully. And they've spoken about, what is an egg, and what is the sperm, and how, there are these stories which are contained in the egg and the sperm, and how the egg and sperm come together and create this beautiful, life. And it's really nice the way you can explain it to your child. It's really, when you think of it from a child's perspective, and really it is, it's really a beautiful form of creation and the miracle of life. It doesn't have to be, when we think about what makes a baby, we immediately think about sex, but it doesn't have to be. And it's really how, when you just come to the science of it, it's just an egg and a sperm coming together and creating a baby. So that's how they've explained it in the book, and they even spoke about the uterus a bit, and the illustrations are also really beautiful. So since I've got this book has been one of his favorite books. I mean, there's so much that you can talk about in this book, especially when you go through the illustrations. There is so much you can talk about. Like, there is this page on families, and if you really look closely, there are different kinds of families, and there are so many conversations that this book can be an opening to. So it's really great, and I think if you want to pick one book out of all the 5, I would highly recommend this one. The next book that I have is the book with no pictures. Yes, you heard it right. There is a children's book with no pictures, and I heard about it on Instagram on a couple of accounts where people had really strongly recommended buying this book for their children. It's a really unique concept. I was pretty surprised how it worked with my 5-year-old. Initially, when I was buying this book, I had my own reservations about this book, like how can a child enjoy a book without pictures? But it's really nice when you go through this book. It's just having text, but the key I think is in how you read the book to your child, because it's meant to be silly and fun. So they have these, words that are printed like, odd words like blork and bluff, and you need to make it silly and funny the way you read it out. You need to read it out in voice modulations. So that's when it really starts getting funny. And I've read this book so many times for him. Like immediately we finish the book, we have to read it again. If you're looking for your child to, learn some story out of it or some characters, there's nothing like that. It's just plain, pure, innocent fun. So if you'd like to try it out, pick this one. It's good fun, and I'm sure your child is gonna love it. The next book that I have is Oscar and Who Forever, and this is written by Theo. And this book, actually, this is the only book of the 5 which I did not buy from Amazon. I actually bought it from one of my friend who actually sells books which are either pre-owned or they have minor defects. So you get these, you can see this is a hardwood cover, and you get these books at really great prices. So that's how I picked up this book. I picked it up not really knowing anything about the book, and I'm very, very pleasantly surprised. It's a great book. It's got beautiful illustrations. So when you can see how much detailing, and generally the whole book as such has a really it's a really heartwarming story about a little boy who's kind of lonely, and he has this friend who's a cloud. And it's got almost a bittersweet kind of feeling throughout this book. And every time I take this book, I have a feeling like immediately when I open it and just look at these illustrations, like there's a lot of shadows, and generally it's a little gray, or you can in the illustrations are so beautiful that you can actually feel the loneliness of the child. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but so subtle. It's so beautifully drawn. Illustrations are just amazingly beautiful. So I just love this book for the illustrations. And my son loves it too. He really enjoys this book. It kind of speaks about friendship and bonding, and it's a really sweet book for a child. So the next book that I have is Once Upon an Alphabet, and it is this huge hard-covered book, and for the price you pay, it is humongous. So I know I did mention that I don't like getting books which are academic, and this is clearly about alphabets. But it's not so much about learning about the alphabets. Each alphabet kind of has a story. So when you say A, the story is about an astronaut, and it's not really a story like a short story, like it's like an anecdote almost. Again, the illustrations of this book are just amazing. It's so beautiful, and every story almost reminds me of a dream. Like it's like so incoherent, like a dream. Like, you see a dream and sometimes it just doesn't make sense, right? And that's exactly the feeling that I get when I read these stories. Like one of the stories, like on the letter C, is about a cup. It's just sitting in the cupboard, and it's sitting there, and it wonders how it's like to go over to the window, and when it tries to do that, it just falls and breaks. And it's got really some really interesting words. Like, I think it's just the illustrations which got me to buy it. This also I got highly recommended by some of the moms on Instagram. So that's how I discovered this book. It's really a cute and really nice book for preschoolers. So those are our favorite 5 books, and I've linked all the Amazon links to these books on my description box below. You can check it out in case you're interested to buy any of these. Have you read any of these books to your kids? Let me know in the comment section below if it worked for you too. Also, I'm always on the lookout for new books, so let me know if you know of any other interesting books which my 5-year-old would love. Let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you'd like to see a part 2 of this video. We're always buying books. I'm sure I can make a part 2, but if you're interested, let me know so I'll make a follow-up video on this. So that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you love the video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'll see you again next week with a new video. Till then, take care. It's me, Devi, signing out.